entertain any questions. Conference data is great. I mean, we have all, and we don't usually have a problem. Parents come to parent-teacher conference. They're scheduled, they show up. If they don't show up, our teacher will call them. If they need help getting in there, kind of help them a little bit in different ways, where I'll call them or whatever we need to, and they do come in. I'm excited about our staffing being pretty well complete. We know who's going to be where and teaching what, so that's a good thing at this point. Administrators' CGI meeting was very interesting to visit with Department of Education people and administrators across the state implementing CGI. Preschool grant, whenever the state decides that they want to tell us how they're going to have everybody apply, which could be tomorrow or July, who knows when that'll be. The governor did sign it, so the money's sitting there, and they'll divvy that money up to whoever applies for it. And then the application process will be completely different than what it's been before. So they're taking out everything, all the communication, all the collaboration, all the things, they're throwing it all out and doing something different. So,
well, it's another big group to work with. And since you have an increase in referrals too, what are you passing on to Jenny then?
April is usually we have a little spike in April, and it's on the playground because they're just out more. Kids bumping into each other, kids just activities. Our biggest problem at the elementary school is our kids have trouble playing games without arguing. And we could solve that by just saying, okay, recess is going to be organized games and that's it. Because they don't ever have problems when they're in junior high and they're playing football. Because somebody's there watching them, there's an official, and that's kind of what our problem is. But we've, in the building, we talked a little bit about that. We've talked to the supervisors, we've talked to the teachers, get involved in the games, kind of tell them what, if you got to jump in and say, no, you're wrong. So, and I was out a couple times last week at the Wall Lake building just because they needed someone, and a lot of our students are getting a lot better where they weren't getting along in one game, so they went and played kickball or something else. So it's starting, but April's a spike because this is the first time they really get out. The playground's wide open, and they get up on the grass and they start playing a little football and doing those things, and a little more bumping than what they're used to. And we just usually have a spike in April, and then May goes down again. So hopefully, but as far as bullying and that type of thing, we've not seen much of that. But Becky's good about scaring them. Too, so. But in that case, and I know we can talk in-school suspension, and you can talk isolation, and you can talk all of that stuff. But if you listen to speakers at our wraparound, and I don't know what counselor would tell you, if you're just going to isolate them to make the problem go away, you're not teaching them anything. You're just isolating them. If there's no counseling going along with what's going on, you're just putting them in a corner, and that isn't teaching them a thing.
No, so, but would you agree that, like, with this person that you're talking about isolating, if you get the parents involved, then it's going to change.
I think that's the whole thing.
If you get the parents on the same page.
Listen to Chuck talk. Wait till the Healthy Kids Act comes involved. Now the school is responsible for obesity also.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how the school should be responsible for that. We serve square meals every day. I mean, they're right down the line. But we're going to have to deal with it now. And we're going to have to pay for it, because you're going to have to probably hire another PE teacher, or we got to be able to, I mean, I don't know how that's going to work, and maybe not, but if you have to hire another PE teacher to accommodate all the kids that can't opt out, or whatever it may be, are you paying for it? Yeah. Is it the school's issue? I don't know. Whose issue is it? I don't know the answer to that either. I mean, everybody points fingers. That's just the way it is.
They're making it a nationwide issue, so.
Oh, I know. It'll be here too.
And if we don't, I'm scared if we don't get control, yeah, everybody's in the same. I agree, you know, it's not all the school's problem, but if we don't get a handle on this, I'm afraid we're going to have open enrolled kids like crazy. Because, I mean, I've heard it in the elementary, and if we don't get a handle, it's...
Well, we've had lots of...
You're
going to have lots of cases. We have a case in the elementary where a certain student isn't going to receive an award, and they're going to go somewhere else. Well, you know what? That is cutting... We have a 1 referral standard. 1. You get 1 referral, you don't get a medal at the end of the year. Well, now we have parents on that side saying, well, I can't believe you gave my kid a referral. We're going somewhere else. Well, what do you want? You can't have it both ways. You want the sternness on this side, or do you want people to stay? I mean, it really becomes that. So you tell me, do I not give that medal to that kid because I want him to stay and they got a referral for doing things wrong?
That's how you make the big bucks, Mike, right?
Well, I'd entertain help on that. You know, I really, that's the hard piece of it. It's just difficult. So my last part was about the benefits of being here. We do have good programs. We do good
I like
things
that.
here.
I like that, Mike. I really like that last part that you put in there. I thought that was good.
We do a lot of good things. We do a lot of good things for our kids. And it's important. And people should know that. And, you know, it's something that we as administrators try and do all the time. We try and help our kids in all the ways that we can. And if there is problems, then we identify them and see what we can do for them. So, you know, we got a lot of good things going on. And a lot of test scores that look good. So.
You talking about test scores, Mike? Did you get a chance to look at
the
and
you know, Chris, I talked to teachers, and we just really didn't. We don't have an answer to that. We are watching it very closely, and we're going to see what the next set looks like. But we are watching it very closely.
Okay.
Sorry.
I appreciate that, Mike.
Yes, and when we get to the next group, I'll be sure to talk to you about it. The next testing time.
Any more questions?
Yeah, next year's kindergarten will have approximately how many kids per average class?
Oh,
Throw me a guess.
Throw you a guess. Next year's kindergarten, I want to say 17, 18 in class. Give and take a few when they come in and leave.
I think we think there might be 57 in this building.
Yeah.
Like today, like tomorrow or
And both buildings have pretty equal numbers with the exception of a couple classes that are opposite each other in the upper levels. We only have one section of second grade, but the Wall View Auburn second grade is, I mean, that building down there is bigger, and then we'll only have one section of fourth grade, but down at the Wall View Auburn, or the Wall Lake building, that section is bigger also. So it just kind of...
No, one section of second grade and third grade here. We'll have 2 of fourth grade.
Right. I'm sorry. I'm off the grade. That's
here that we have just one section of fourth grade.
So there'll be the classes are pretty equal numbers all the way through. They just have some different numbers at different sites. So. Did that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I get that.
Thank you.